Hi Internet, Shadow Siren 88 here, back from the holidays and New Year's. I apologize for my absence, but just like my parents' house, it's the Flintstones era, so there's no internet, no nothing. There is vaguely television and a phone. Yeah. So I got tagged by Nippon Q, and I'm going to be doing the New Year's tag. So let me go review the questions. We'll get started. Question number 1. What was the best thing to happen to you in 2013? So 2013, a lot had happened, especially that you kind of have this routine that you get into, especially in college after every year, especially if you have a job. And I was let go of my job that I had held for 7 years at my college's food court. I was a cashier for all those years, and new management came in, and I was one of the seniority employees there, and I was a coordinator of the cash area, so they told me bye-bye and gave me some really pathetic excuses to let me go, but whatever, it was their loss. I found out afterward that, which leads me into the next question. What was the most challenging and worst thing to happen to you in 2013? Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I didn't even continue the first one. So it was kind of weird that it was the best thing that happened, because I found out that it got really bad there after I was let go. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Plus, I had realized after I found another job right after that I made so much more money bartending instead of cashiering that I only bartended for about a month. And I made enough money to actually support myself for the 2 months following that month. So that was pretty awesome. Question number 2. What was the most challenging / worst thing to happen to you in 2013? And I'm going to do like you did, Q. It's challenging and worst are completely different things. So for me, the most challenging thing I had to get through in 2013 was my genetics class that I had to pass for my degree. And let me just say this. Genetics is on a whole other level. It's essentially like learning math and applying it with philosophy. It's worse than physics, just let me say this. It's like, it's interesting and it's exciting, but it made my brain explode and turn into jello and melt out my ears, and then I had to collect it and put it back into my brain. And then the worst thing to happen to me in 2013 was essentially the same as the best thing, but on the worst side of it, it's like I lost my job that I had had for 7 years being a cashier. And then shortly after that, I lost the other job that I got. I started bartending at a local joint, and it was the worst job I've ever had, ever. And that entire month, I was, like, after about 2 weeks working there, I started looking for another job, and they had let me go before I was able to find new work. But by the time that they let me go, that place had practically ruined me. I did not want to work again after that because it was so horrible. I literally drove home every night crying because the people there were, and it wasn't even the manager and the cook. It was their daughters who were waitresses there, and they straight out told me, it's like, if we were 21, we would be bartending instead of you, but since it's not legal for us to bartend, that's the only reason you're here. You wouldn't be here if we were 21 to be able to bartend. And I should have known something was suspicious, because it was August going into September, and they had gone through 6 other bartenders before me. And I was apparently the one that had lasted the longest, according to them. But I only had that job for about a month. And I was so glad to be done, because it was horrible. So anyway, question number 3. Tell us about your favorite game/app/song of the year. So I got into Sugar Crush through Facebook, and it is essentially like eyeball cocaine. So I would just spend hours upon hours instead of doing homework, just the candy. It got so bad that after when I go to bed, I would close my eyes and I would still see the screen of candy to line up and stuff. So I'm glad that I went home for the holidays and couldn't talk to be on the computer, because that essentially I think I've only done it once since I've gotten back, but it was frustrating. I'm on one of those higher levels that are just really annoying, because I don't buy anything and I don't like to use power-ups, so I literally just rely on my own ability to get through everything on my own. And I don't have apps. I don't have a smartphone. So I have a Flintstones phone, so I can only talk and text on my phone. So I can't afford a smartphone anyway, so whatever. But I believe my favorite app would probably be Sugar Crush still. Favorite song of the year, I kind of narrowed it down to about 4. 3 of them are by Fall Out Boy, and I feel really bad that I love these songs because they were rated some of the worst songs of 2013. And it's Room for One More Troubled Soul from Fall Out Boy, My Song Knows What You Did in the Dark, and Panic at the Disco have been my favorite songs of 2013, and they've all been done by Fall Out Boy. And then I almost didn't think about adding this because I thought I had seen Frozen after the New Year, but no, I had just seen it a second time after the New Year. So I saw Frozen, and if you guys have seen Disney's Frozen, you guys know that song "Let It Go" by Demi Lovato, and that's my favorite, one of my best songs of the year. And I'm trying to find it to have it through my MP3 player. Number 4. What were the 3 best things you bought in 2013? I hesitate because I did buy a lot, because the unfortunate side effect of me being unemployed is that I buy a lot of stuff. So my first thing is my actual webcam. I started YouTubing this year, so I bought this really cheapo webcam because it was the only thing that was compatible with my Windows XP because my computer is so old. Good news is I am getting a new camera that I'm thinking is going to be better because it's on my laptop, so I am going to be starting to play with that, but I do like the ability of being able to adjust my camera. And then I also bought a lot of clothes because I'm graduating this year, and I wanted to make sure I had career wear, clothes that I could wear to interviews and be taken seriously. That's why I don't have blue hair anymore. But finding work with blue hair is also harder, so I miss my blue hair. I'm hoping that when I graduate and I can be a zoologist out in the world, I can have my Smurf hair. Well, it's not really Smurf hair, but that's what everyone used to call it. And then number 3 is all my high-end cosmetics. I don't really have that much, but so this has actually gotten a little bit excessive for me. I've actually had to hold myself back, but I have 2 of these shirts. I've actually worn the gray one on camera, and it's by Murana. It's probably butchering the name, oh well. And then one of my favorite shirts, I call it my jellyfish top that I got, and I have a black blazer, which I'm not going to bother showing you guys, because after you've seen one black blazer, you've seen them all. And then 2 dresses and my blue blazer. I just love this stuff so much, and I also got some nude heels and some red heels, but I will save those for another time. And then my high-end cosmetics isn't really that much. It's like my Urban Decay eyeshadow, my illuminator, and my primer, and my concealer by Dermatologica, Pure, and NYX. And then I went really crazy this year with my eyeshadows. I have a lot more makeup, but I just want to show you guys just my eyeshadow tub. That's how much eyeshadows I have, and I use them on almost all of them on a regular basis. So that's a lot. That's pretty much all I bought this year, my favorite stuff, and I could just do more, but I'm holding back the best I can. And finally, number 5, what are your New Year's resolutions? And let me just tell you this. My major New Year's resolutions: graduate, get my degree, and get a job. And I am hoping to move to Florida. I really love and miss that state, even though I was only there for 3 months, and it's really expensive to live there, but I know there's a lot of jobs for me out in that area that are in my field, because I've taken my degree to specialize really in marine mammals, and there's a lot of dolphin and SeaWorld-like places over there. And even though everyone says, well, California, you have like the SeaWorld San Diego and all this other stuff, but I've noticed from looking on the internships and the job availabilities, it's just really hard over here. Like, I already accept that my job where I want to be at is going to be in high cost of living areas because it's associated with tourism. But in California, almost all the internships are unpaid, so you essentially have to live in a very expensive locale for 3 months and support yourself working full time. Whereas there's a handful of places in Florida that have like paid internships where at least I'll be paid minimum wage. But in order for really me to be able to survive, my starting salary for my degree is about $35,000 a year, which is roughly about $25 an hour. And for me to be able to pay off my loans in 20 years, I need to be making at least $50,000 a year to make $500 payments a month. But one step at a time, graduate, get a job. 2014 is my year. And I know the tag video also includes tagging other people, but I don't really know too many people on YouTube, really. At least not people that have already done this tag video. So I'm the last on the line, but whatever. Love you guys. Thanks for the tag. Cute. Bye.